Princess Leonor's wedding dress attire leaves the world speechless. A royal wedding, a world watching, and then, silence. Gasps filled the palace halls. Because when Princess Leonor appeared, nothing was the same, not the tradition, not the expectations, and certainly not the dress. This was history stitched in silk. When the grand doors of the Almedina Cathedral opened, every breath seemed to pause. Spain's beloved princess, Leonor, heir to the throne, stood radiant. But not in the way anyone had imagined. Her wedding dress wasn't just a garment. It was a statement, a whisper of her heart. A tapestry of legacy, courage, and quiet rebellion. The world had anticipated something extravagant. Something glimmering with jewels, a nod to centuries of royal fashion. But Leonor, true to her spirit, chose something entirely different. Her gown, designed by an unknown Spanish couturier rather than a world-famous house, stunned the elite and humbled the press. It was minimalist, yet divine. Long, flowing sleeves, a square neckline, and a train that glided like the Spanish wind over marble floors. But what made it unforgettable was its meaning. The fabric wasn't just silk. It was woven from a blend of materials sourced from all corners of Spain, Galicia, Catalonia, Andalusia, symbolizing unity in diversity. Every stitch told a story of heritage, of a nation bound not by politics but by pride. And beneath the elegant veil, her tiara gleamed, a family heirloom unseen since Queen Sophia's wedding decades ago. But even that, she altered slightly. Tradition met modernity. The old and the new intertwined, just as Leonor and her Danish prince had done. As she took her first step down the aisle, tears welled up in the eyes of Queen Letizia. For her, it wasn't just her daughter's wedding, it was a moment of destiny fulfilled. Years of preparation, of duty, of quiet pressure and public scrutiny, all leading here. To a single, shimmering moment of grace. The cameras zoomed in on the details, the hand embroidery of olive branches, the royal symbol of peace. The subtle lace bordering her cuffs, inspired by the national flower of Spain, the red carnation. Every element carried purpose. Nothing was random. And yet, it wasn't just the craftsmanship that moved people. It was the aura she carried, the stillness of confidence, the poise of a future queen who knew who she was. Leonor's choice reflected something the world didn't expect: humility. In an era of spectacle, she chose substance. In a time of glitter, she chose grace. In a world obsessed with attention, she chose authenticity. But behind the calm beauty, there were whispers of tension. Not all members of the royal household were pleased. Some insiders revealed that her dress design had caused weeks of quiet debate within the palace. Older advisors had pushed for a more traditional, heavily jeweled gown, reminiscent of her ancestors. But Leonor resisted. She wanted a reflection of her generation, simple, sustainable, and deeply personal. Her mother, Queen Letizia, understood. She defended her daughter fiercely. King Felipe, torn between royal duty and paternal pride, finally gave his blessing. "Let her write her own story," he said. And that, she did. As Leonor reached the altar, standing beside her Danish prince, Christian, the contrast was striking. He, in his royal military uniform, every detail precise and formal. She, soft yet regal, like a sunrise meeting the horizon. And when they exchanged vows, her voice trembled, not from fear, but emotion. "I marry not as a princess," she said softly, "but as Leonor, the woman who loves you." The crowd was still. Even seasoned reporters, hardened by years of royal coverage, were seen wiping their eyes. But what came after the ceremony sealed this moment in history. As the couple exited the cathedral, Leonor's veil caught the sunlight, and the hidden embroidery was revealed. Tiny, gold-threaded initials, F, L, and C, intertwined. Felipe, Letizia, Christian, a quiet tribute to her family and her future. The symbolism wasn't lost on anyone. Spain's unity, Denmark's welcome, a bridge between nations through love. Fashion critics hailed it as the dress of the decade. Cultural historians called it a new era of monarchy. Even skeptics admitted it was impossible not to be moved. But what few knew was the story behind its creation. Months before the wedding, Leonor had secretly visited the atelier of the designer, a woman named Inés de Torres, known for her quiet artistry. They worked in secrecy, sketching late into the night. Leonor personally chose the fabrics, approved every hand stitch, and even insisted on paying the artisans herself. "I want this to be ours," she said. "Not the crown's." Ines later revealed that Leonor's design symbolized freedom bound by purpose. Every detail was intentional, every inch of fabric, a bridge between tradition and change. And perhaps that's what truly left the world speechless. Not the beauty of the gown, but the conviction behind it. Because in that moment, Princess Leonor didn't just wear a dress. She wore her identity, her values, her vision for what royalty means in the modern world. As the bells of Madrid echoed through the air, and petals rained from above, the people of Spain saw something greater than a royal wedding. They saw hope. They saw the passing of time, one era bowing gracefully to the next. And in that quiet glow, under the Spanish sun, Princess Leonor turned, smiled, and waved. Her gown shimmered like morning light. The world, once again, fell silent. Not out of shock, but out of awe, because sometimes, beauty isn't loud. Sometimes, it's simply truth made visible.